Hey crafters, welcome back to my channel Because I'm Crafty. My name's Katelyn, and today I'm finally getting to my October makes and November plans, which I may also make December plans because it's already, is it November 15th today? Not quite, 14th, I don't know. It's halfway through November and I really haven't been able to get much done quite yet. So I might just mix it into December as well because things have just been really crazy. And I just don't have time for all the things that I want to do. So anyways, what did I do in October? It's been a crazy roller coaster of a month. Yeah, it's been a lot, but we'll get into it. So the first thing that happened in October was that sewing blabs so you think you can sew competition, and I was in the second round competing. Most of you guys probably already know this, and if you haven't, you can go watch my garment making process video for that garment, and that was a really interesting competition. I chose to purposely challenge myself as much as I could in that because the fabric was so different and I'd never worked with a print like that before. I really chose to do something different with it, and I'm so happy with how that garment turned out. I can't even, I'm so proud of it. It's just something that I wouldn't normally make. It was very different, very original, and I'm just so happy with what I did with it. And I'm kind of happy that I didn't move on to the next round because when it came down to that night, my goodness, I was so, like, no one could notice in the video and you can't tell, but I was literally sitting there like shaking like this, and I was trying so hard not to shake. I was so nervous and not really stressed out, just nervous because I didn't want people to dislike my garment. And I know that maybe sounds weird, but I just felt like I'd put so much effort and time into just thinking about my garment, like planning exactly how everything was going to go, that I just didn't want to get on there and everyone be like, what is that? And no one reacted in that way whatsoever. Everyone was so supportive and amazing, and I could not have asked for a better time on the show. It was so awesome. And yeah, so I'm really glad that Andrea got to move on to go against Patrice. I think their reveal show is coming up really soon. They just did the mystery box opening, so they'll be showing off their final garment for the final winner soon. But yeah, after that I was like, oh my god, I can breathe. I was like really nervous. But I'm glad I didn't have to do it again, even though it was so much fun and I shouldn't have been so nervous. It's just because I felt that my garment was so different. I didn't like want to kind of, I don't know, shock people in a bad way, I guess. But it went so well, and congratulations to Andrea, and she did an amazing job on her shirt. It was really beautiful. But yeah, that took up 2 weeks of October because it was right at the beginning that we opened our box. We had 2 weeks to work on it, so come mid-October, I was like, oh my god, I've only done this one garment. That was not, you know, what I had planned to do, but I definitely put all I could into that. So I'm happy with it. Do not have any regrets at all. But yeah, it took up a lot of time. Also, just want to mention before I move on, if you hear some crazy whacking things above me, that is the cat playing with something which I hope is a toy and not something that she shouldn't have, but I haven't got up to check yet. So yeah, actually I don't think I've really shown you guys her on here. She's still pretty little. We just got her in June, and she's probably like, she was just a kitten still. Just like it was just time for her to leave mom from the shelter, and yeah, so she's not really allowed in the basement yet because there's way too many things that she could get into that she shouldn't be allowed to. So we keep her upstairs, and then she has the upper floor as well. But yeah, I should bring her down one time and show her. She's so cute. The other thing that I wanted to make this month was plaid things. Plaid things. I bought a bunch of plaid fabric from Fabricland, this being one of them, so I'll talk about that in a minute. But I bought a bunch of rayons as well. I haven't even got to touch those yet. And I also bought some thrifted men's shirts from Value Village and the Salvation Army. So I'm going to use those to kind of mash together for some of them. And they're going to look so cute, but I just haven't got to do them yet. But this shirt is the Katelyn shirt. It is a free PDF pattern from Love Sewing Magazine website. And the heat's coming on. Can't get any quiet around here. No, I'm just kidding. It's okay. It's really cold outside. Anyways, this is the Katelyn shirt. It went pretty well. I just wanted a simple button-up shirt. Actually, let me do this one up too. I feel like I'm missing a button. So I did a few things different to this. There's the front here. I did a pretty good job matching it up at the front, but I was really low on this fabric to make this pattern. So I would have made it a little bit different, but it's fine. I cut the sleeves a lot shorter from the pattern because with the added cuff they were like way long. I've got 2 buttons. Oop, that one popped out. Hang on, this one's in. 2 buttons there. So I got these in that same fabric haul that I think I showed this fabric. This is the 100% cotton crepe that I got. I love the mustard, brown, and blue and gray together. It's just gorgeous. But these are the kind of carved, shaved navy blue buttons. And then it's got the placket there. And I think one, where is it? Underneath. One pleat, oops, in there. And I actually went ahead and did way more buttons down the front than what the pattern called for. And usually when I do buttons, I don't really necessarily follow the pattern. I just put one kind of where your bust point is or where it should be, and then figure out what the best placement is up and down so that they're all even, and then with your stand collar as well. So this one I should have put the button down a little bit for my bust point. That's not too bad though. But I had like just like this one and then this one, and then like I skipped every one of these in between. So this was what it was originally, and then like that. And I didn't like how much space was in between the buttons, so I put one in between afterwards because I really liked these buttons and I wanted them to kind of be more in focus. So I thought if there was more of them it would be cuter, but I think it worked out really well. It doesn't have, if I remember right, it's been a while, no, it has no darts in it, so it's pretty loose and flowy. And it has a yoke in the back with the burrito method. And I made this shirt specifically to go with the other thing I made, which were the, I can't even remember, the Burda Pants that I mentioned in my last monthly makes video. The pattern, I'll find the picture and put the pattern up here. But yeah, I have yet to actually wear this together and take a picture, so I don't have one to show you guys. Unless I do one in between editing, I'll post it in here. But when I bought this fabric, I think I'd already bought the pants fabric, something like that. It might have been flipped, but when I bought either one of them first, I had the other one in mind when I seen the other, if that makes sense. But I finished the pants way before the shirt, so I've already worn the pants a couple times and I didn't have the shirt done yet, so that's why I haven't had a chance to kind of wear them together. But yeah, I'll grab the pants and show you guys those. So I did take a picture and post these on Instagram, so some of you may have already seen it, but it's got just a tie in the front. It's kind of messy right now because I just washed them. And then I've got this kind of, I forget what this is called, this look of button anyways. And then it's got a fly front, which was actually super easy to do. I think to me it's on the wrong side compared to my jeans, but this is what the pattern said to do, so I followed it, but I think it's opposite, but it's fine. It's got these really big patch pockets, belt loops and tie pockets. and then they're kind of slimmer at the bottom, and then I just kept the length and used the excess length to make a little cuff. So yeah, I think this is super cute. Oh, they have darts in the back there too. I bought another pair, another version of this same fabric. It's a stretch cotton sateen, and it's actually not as stiff as ones that I've bought before. And I think it was $3 a meter at Fabricland on clearance, and I was like, I need those are pants, I need pants. So I bought a green version as well. It's like a khaki green color, or military green color, and I haven't made those yet. But I think what I'm going to do is minus some of the pockets, or do the pockets differently, and I think that's it. Just make them a little bit more simple compared to these. But they're actually a really nice fitting pant. I was really worried that they weren't going to fit because I just have issues with pants all the time. But oh, and I'm remembering this now. When I cut them out, I measured the pattern and was like, oh, I think the smallest size will work for me. So I cut out the smallest size just because whatever. It's my own personal use. I don't normally trace stuff unless it's like a really nice pattern that I think I would use for someone else. But I just cut it out because I measured the pattern itself and I thought, yeah, those measurements seem right. And then I looked at the pattern sleeve and was like, oh no, this is like I was cutting out the size 6, I believe, and the pattern sleeve was telling me that for my hips I needed like a size 14. And for a minute I was like completely done cutting it out except for like one pattern piece. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me, why is this like such a big difference? So I went back and remeasured my pattern pieces, and I was like, no, you know what, this is going to be perfectly fine. It's actually too big in the waist still, but the hip should be fine. If I sew it at a 1/2 inch seam allowance or 3/8 instead of the 5/8 that it calls for, I'll still have that extra and be completely fine. And it was fine. So I know I do that all the time. I cut the pattern way too big due to the sleeve measurements that it gives you, like on the package. But then when you measure the actual pieces, it's way smaller for what you actually need. So just keep that in mind, because I had like a little mini heart attack and then I was like, no, you know what, I was doing it right, I was fine. And I think the only thing I did do different was I took in the waist at the center back a little bit, which is always something that I have to do, but the rest of it was pretty good. I think next time too, I would lower the rise a bit, like take 1 inch off and then put my waistband on, because they are a little bit higher. They're not uncomfortable or anything, but I think they just need to sit a little bit lower on me just because of my short torso. But I would definitely say these are a win, and with this shirt it would be really, really cute. So yeah, I gotta wear these together soon. And the other make I somehow threw in, which I think I finished a little bit into November, but I said that I had bought this cording, I think in that same fabric haul as this, and I wanted to make something with this printed fabric that I had been hoarding for a while, and it is this kind of galaxy fox print. It is a French terry from Urban Custom Fabric. I got a mystery scrap pack a long time ago, and this was in there, and I have a little bit left, which is cool. But what I did was I actually bought this kind of quilted fabric from Walmart. It was a clearance kind of cowl or turtleneck style like sweatshirt, and it was on pretty inexpensive, and I thought, you know what, there's no way I'd be able to buy the fabric for that much if I were just to buy like 1.5 meters of it or whatever. So I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna cut it up. So I just cut the sleeves right off the body, I cut the band off the bottom, and then I cut the kind of turtleneck cowl type thing it had going on, roll neck I guess, off, and reshaped it to make this shape, and kind of added my own thing to it. So I've got a double layer of it. I had just enough of this second layer, which was actually on top of the first layer, but then I cut it shorter. So yeah, it's hard to explain. Anyways, I had a hard time getting the shape and kind of crossover that I wanted, and then I just put the grommets in the front with this and some little matching brass eglets, which don't actually completely fit because there's a lot of cording in there, but I'm okay with it for now. And yeah, so the body, I actually used the go-to jacket from Patterns for Pirates to cut out the front and back. And I could have used the body from the original hoodie, but I just already had that ready to go. But yeah, it's a nice refashioning. And I also bought this same hoodie from Walmart in gray because I have a lot of floral cotton lycras that I thought would really look nice with the kind of charcoal color. So yeah, I'll see if I get to those soon, but I'm really happy about this one, and it's so cute. And I still have the body left of this one, so I might make something for a girl in my family, and use the rest of the fox fabric for like the sleeves and everything else. So we might have a slightly matching one, but I'm going to make hers a little bit different. But yeah, it'll fit her good. Fits me good, and it's so cozy and I love it. The other thing I wanted to make this month was my Make 9 coat. There goes the heat, now you can hear me now. My Make 9 coat and my Make 9 bralette. So I had some fabric for my Make 9 coat and a possible pattern that I wanted to work from. And the bralette was just, I wanted to come up with another bralette style. I'll add a picture in here if I can. I might run upstairs and go grab it. But my coat, hang on a second. My coat is right here. It is still under construction. I took the sleeves off because I didn't like how the ease and the cap was sitting, so I ripped them out and I'm redoing that. But I used the vintage pattern that I had planned to in that video. It's got pockets in the front, and it's got like a little band in the back that I'm going to put buttons in. And yeah, it's got a nice pink lining, Bemberg lining. And this is a twill, double-sided twill fabric. It's got a little bit of a sheen to it as well. But I got it in the upholstery section. There's my list, I was sitting on it. At Fabricland a few years ago. I literally saved everything up for this coat in a bag, like shoulder pads, buttons, snaps, everything I needed, thread. So yeah, I finally got to it. I'm not done yet, sadly. I really wanted to finish it in October and like wear it more this month, but I'll get to it. It's just, I need like a day to sit down and do it, and because I literally just have the sleeves. The lining sleeves are already in, it's just the outer sleeves and attaching them at the bottom, doing my tacking. I need to cut my armhole bigger actually, and the hem at the bottom, and my shoulder pads. Now I did film a video talking about like top tips for sewing outerwear and like I want to say slightly tailored coats, not like a full-on like men's jacket or anything, but just things that you really should pay attention to when making things like this, like interfacing, like certain areas you should interface, different things you should tack, stuff like that. And I talked about shoulder pads, and when I'd filmed that video I'd had the sleeves on my jacket. I hadn't decided to take them off yet, so I think I'm going to film maybe a separate video that will kind of go with that, about attaching my shoulder pads and sewing it into my coat. And that can just be a little kind of learning video. The other thing I wish I had done was made my back facing bigger. It was bigger, but because I had to take up the shoulders, it took a lot away from that. So as you can see in here, my shoulder seams are quite big because it was too long in the body, and I still need to do some top stitching. And anyways, it's a work in progress. I'm getting there with it, but it's just not quite there yet, sadly. I'll go grab my Make 9 bralette to show you guys. But I think that's all the things that I sewed in my plans from last month. The other thing I did add on was I made 2 skirts for my boyfriend's mom and his little sister. They're going to be in a Christmas parade, They might be in a couple actually, but I didn't take a picture because they just didn't look that exciting on the table. But it was just a blue matte satin that I got from Fabricland. I think it was $4 and something a meter. And they were just simple gathered skirts with an elastic waist that went kind of to the top of their toes so they don't trip when they're walking the parade. So they're going to be some kind of ice princess outfit thing. Yeah, so those turned out really well. I'll go grab my Make 9 bralette and then I'll talk to you guys about the rest of the stuff. So here is the bralette that I designed. It is in no way perfect, but it's got this kind of stretch faux leather look fabric with the crisscross elastic in the front. It's kind of sitting weird. Once it's on and stretched out a bit, it definitely looks better. Simple straps in the back, and then the lower band stops kind of just around your back, and then it's lined with power mesh, and has, you can see there, straps, and then the side here they clip out. There we go. So I'm probably gonna figure out a slightly better way to make this, because it was just kind of a quick thing that I threw together, and do it a little bit more properly and maybe add it to my Etsy shop, but we'll see. I think I had this fabric from the shop, like where I work, when I had my lingerie class in school. I think I grabbed like a piece of it from the scrap bin just in case I wanted to use it for one of my assignments, but I don't think I ever did, and I've had it in my stash ever since, so that's what I did with it. Anyways, we'll see if I like draft this properly and make it an actual product, but I think it's really cute even if I just adjust the back slightly and do a better job with finishing the bottom, because I just kind of added an elastic to the bottom. I'd rather have like a fold over elastic that covers both sides and everything like that, but anyways, it was just a nice little test to do, and it's kind of cute. Get my list back. Yeah, I guess that's everything. I'm gonna, I guess, just mix November and December since we're already halfway through. But what I wanted to do was finish my coat first off, and start doing some Christmas things. Use some of these plaids that I have. There's a bunch of challenges. There's the Cozy Cardi Challenge, which I think is still on. You've got the Little Red Dress Project coming up for the reveals in the first week of December. Oh my goodness, that's really soon. I really wanted to do that. There's another one too from, oh my goodness, I'm missing the name. Let me look it up. The other one I was looking for here is the hashtag So Frosting Challenge. Let me just find what the dates are for that. So it's for the month of October and November, and I'm just going to read what it says here. We want to encourage you to hashtag So Frosting. Well, what does that mean? Well, it could mean finally finding a use for that gorgeous over-the-top fabric you've been hoarding for the past few years, or tackling a couture sewing project like a Chanel-esque jacket or a classic sheath dress. It could be diving into your vintage pattern library and sewing up that fancy silhouette, or trying out a new edgy pattern company, or focusing your energy on a knock-em-dead party dress to wear to an upcoming holiday event. The definition is as wide as your imagination. The only real requirements are that whatever you make is a fun to sew, fun to wear, and likely to give your Sojo a boost. So they have on Closet Case Patterns blog website, just Google So Frosting, you'll find some blogs about it. There's more information on it, and they have prizes and all that stuff. So I posted on Instagram the other day, it was for Bimble and Pimble's, I think, Sewvember photo challenge on Instagram for the month of November, and one of the tags was luxurious, and I posted this picture of this so I've been hoarding. It is from Sorry if you can get the glare there. It's this beautiful Harry Rosen silk that I bought downtown Toronto. I bought it for a project and I went to get it approved by the teacher for my final assignment, and she was like, don't use it. Don't use it. It's too nice. It's too pretty. Don't use it on an assignment. Use it on something special, which I'm glad she did. But I've been hoarding it all this time and it was really expensive, so I'd really like to sew something beautiful with it, and I think with that challenge it would be really good. So I'd kind of like to do that by the end of the month. I also just bought I think 5 patterns from Bralette Patterns. They're having a sale on their website, and one of the dresses I got I thought would be super cute for this dress, or for this fabric. So I might do that. I'm just kind of torn a bit because this weekend is absolutely insane. So I'm driving to Barrie in the morning, doing the craft show until 3 p.m. and then I'm driving straight to Toronto for the Frock Tales and Social for Toronto area sewists. So that's for the evening, and then I'm gonna drive an hour to my boyfriend's house from Toronto. I'm gonna stay the night because his house is way closer to the highway than mine is. I can get directly on the highway like 5 minutes from his house, and then I'm not driving as much that night, and because I don't like driving at night, compared to if I drive all the way home from Toronto that night, which is like an hour and a half, 2 hours, then I have to drive another hour in the morning just to hit the highway. So it kind of makes sense to just stay there the night, catch the highway quickly on a Sunday morning. It shouldn't be very busy. Drive directly to Barrie, spend the day in Barrie again, and then I'm going to drive back to his house and use Monday and Tuesday to work on videos, editing, and I'm going to go and do a little bit more shopping for supplies for DIYs that I want to do coming up. I just came home from going shopping this morning to get some stuff for that. So I'm going to try and get those DIY videos done too. So I don't know how much sewing I'm going to get done in November and December, because the other thing I have to keep in mind is December is kind of the last month that I have to really prepare Dota stuff and get the training program and manual, kind of like the content for it, finished so that we can actually put the book together, because we fly out to Rwanda on January 16th and we come back I think February 7th, and then my birthday is February 10th. So it's gonna be really crazy, and my brother's birthday is in December, and then we have Christmas and all that crazy stuff, and then we're gonna be closed at work for January, so we can do as much Dota stuff as we need to. And then yeah, my birthday, my dad's birthday, and then my mom's birthday is in March. And I have to make Christmas presents, and oh my goodness. So I don't think I'm going to set any big rules for myself for the end of the year for things that I actually want to make for myself. I have a ton of things. I mean, there's so many things I could make. I don't need to buy any more fabric, honest to God. I have so much stuff. I think I'm just going to focus on getting Dota stuff done, getting the DIYs that I want done for videos, because they're not only things that I think are nice that like I would love to have in my room or sewing room, depending on the DIY that I'm doing, because I have a list of ones that I want to do to show you guys, but I just think they're really great and fun, and I do want to put the time into doing them, because the fun crafty stuff is just, I love it, and I haven't been doing a lot of that this year. I've been doing a lot of sewing, so which has been great. It's been awesome. I want to continue to do that, but I also do want, for some of my more crafty DIY people that aren't sewing, to get some fun crafty videos in as well. So I'm gonna try and get those done in like the end of this month, and then try to edit like crazy and get them up in December, because I don't want to leave them too late, because if anyone does actually want to make the stuff, I want them to have time to do it. And yeah, so, and then like I was saying before, we're getting close to the trip. I was kind of hoping to do another holiday capsule. Not that it's a holiday, it's a total working trip. But I was thinking about doing another capsule wardrobe for the trip. But I just don't think that I'm going to be able to fit it in. So I think I'm going to reuse a lot of things that I made for London. And maybe try to fit in a few things here and there To me, it's not super hot there. It's just warm, which sounds kind of crazy for the location, but it's like a June here in Ontario, Canada, if you live here. Sometimes it's super hot, but sometimes it's just kind of warm-ish. To me, I would say July and August here is like scorching hot at times, but June is, you're just kind of getting into that warmth. You're kind of mid to high 20s, you know, it's warm, it's nice, and it's a dry heat there. It is not humid at all. It's great. It's great. It's great. It's great. So I think that's all I really have for really the rest of the year. I'll do one of these videos maybe in December and just skip November, just because I honestly don't know what else I'm going to get done this month. I don't think I'm going to have much to share with you guys. I might do a little chit chat video or something like that, just to kind of update you guys in between the DIYs and stuff that I put out, because right now it's just all about Doda. I'm going to film that Doda interview really soon. I've got a lot of the products up on the website, about half of them now, because a lot of them are doubles, so I don't have to put like every single individual up. I'm photographing fabric right now to go up, so hopefully all of it will be up once you see this video if you're interested. I'll leave those links in the description below as well. Yeah, it's been crazy, and I've had a tough time this month kind of mentally, which I haven't really talked about on this channel a lot, but this month has been hard. I think it's just been so incredibly busy that I've just lost track of, okay, what are you doing? Why are you doing it? What is priority? And how are you going to do it? And there's just been so many things that have been swirling, and, you know, just, I think, so much pressure that I put on myself to do all of these things, and then when I don't accomplish as much as I had hoped, or maybe just, you know, maybe just half of what I wanted, or, you know, and I don't think it really has to do with my makes plans. That doesn't really stress me out, because that's just fun extra stuff that I do, but it's all of the other stuff that is like behind the scenes that no one else sees. You know, me sitting at the computer struggling to do stuff because our internet won't load anything, and I'm just like losing my mind. It's just stuff like that, and among a million other things, it kind of just added up, I think, this month, and I finally just like had to have a little breakdown and let it all out. And yeah, I think it's that time of year too when a lot of people feel the pressure coming on them because the holiday season is coming. They know they have all these events to attend to, all these gifts to buy or make, and, you know, it's such a busy time, and I think that all that pressure that I had kind of let build in me for the last little while just like really got to me, and I think that added to the amount of me not doing things for me and taking a break from the business stuff that I needed to do. I think you need to do that sometimes, and I haven't been doing that. So I'm going to try and do at least a little bit this month, and all of the Because I'm Crafty stuff will be included in that. And, you know, I need to just take some pressure off myself and not feel like I have to do all of this stuff. It's because I want to do it. And yeah, it's pressure I put on myself. It's something I need to learn. It's a learned behavior, and I need to unlearn it and relearn to not do that. But I'll get there. I'll get there. And I think being on Instagram is a big help. Seeing what other people are doing, and seeing that other people have these issues as well this time of year. So just know that if you guys are having a hard time, that we've all been there and we've all had those moments, and it doesn't matter how long you take to come out of your funk or whatever it is. Just take your time and do what you need to do to make you healthy and to make you feel better. I'm definitely not out of it. I'm still in it. I'm not in the thick of it, but I'm starting to come out of it now, and I'm feeling a little bit better. So I'm going to try and post some more and make some more videos. I think doing some more DIY crafty videos will kind of get me out of it too, because I think the last little while other than the first of the month with the garment for the sewing competition, I haven't had much time to do my own creativity type things. It's just been work, 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 doing all this like technical businessy stuff, and I just haven't had time to sit down and be creative. So I think once I get back into that, I'll kind of feel more myself. Anyways, with that being said, I will stop blabbering and probably boring you guys with just whatever. I don't even know what I've filmed at this point. But yeah, I think I'm just going to take it not easy this next little while, but just not put as much pressure on myself. You know, just plan out the next little while as best I can. Just do what I can for the responsibilities that I have and that I've committed to. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on Instagram as much as I can. I know I kind of have these moments where I just don't post anything because I just need to take a break, and I'm always looking on it, but I don't always think of something to post because I'm just not feeling up to it, especially the last little while, and I've been really slow with posting for Sovember, but I've been really trying hard. So I'm gonna catch up one of these days. I might just get like caught up in one day, we'll see. But yeah, so keep up with me on Instagram if you're interested. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully I'll have more to talk about in the next one, some kind of crafty video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already. I hope you guys have a fabulous week, and I'll see you next time, crafters. Bye!